Welcome to Insights from Getting Undressed with speaker, author, and coach, David Cooks.
I'm David Cooks, and welcome to another edition of Insights from Getting Undressed, where we get a chance to talk to readers from across the country who provide their insight having read my book, Getting Undressed, From Paralysis to Purpose. Today, we are honored to have Favian Gonzalez as our guest. Favian is a high school teacher here in Milwaukee, and welcome to the program, Favian.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, what you do, and then we'll go right into the questions about the book.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I'm a high school teacher here in Milwaukee. I teach Spanish at St. Augustine Preparatory Academy, which is here on the south side, like a 5-minute drive from home. So it's honestly really an honor to be able to serve the community, the kids who are from the community where I grew up. So, yeah.
You're a former college athlete now.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I originally had gone to UW Milwaukee just for academics. I didn't plan on playing collegiate soccer, but the opportunity came up to play soccer at Cardinal Stritch University here in Milwaukee.
Okay.
And I missed the game so much that I couldn't say no to that opportunity. So yeah, I ended up playing. I tore my ACL probably my second year there. I was able to recover though, and we had a pretty successful senior season where we went on to the national tournament. We ended up losing in the quarterfinals of that, but it was a one-of-a-kind experience for sure.
Well, that's fantastic. It's great to see you giving back to the community that you came from. I think that's one of the things we talk about in terms of purpose is putting your purpose into practice to help other people. And it's nice to see you doing that and doing it at such a young age. I mean, you could do other things, but you opted to get a good start. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk about the book. Okay. What story in the book did you relate to the most and why?
I would say it was the one on persistence.
Okay.
Where you wanted to meet Coach K. And in that book, in that story, you talk about being the first. You said you were like the first African-American in many of the rooms you were in, or the only one in there, or the first person in a wheelchair there. And that reminded me of myself being the first in my family to go to high school, and even the first in my family to go to middle school.
Wow.
And even the first in my family to go to college. So as a first generation student and immigrant to this country, that story really impacted me because no matter, you didn't see being the first or the only as a setback or as something negative. You saw that as an opportunity for you. And also you mentioned it was an opportunity for you to open the doors for others to come before or to come after you. And that just really made me realize like that me being the first or being the only person in certain rooms or certain areas was opening the door, not just for my younger siblings, but for my kids and my kids' kids in the future. And I just really connected with that idea a lot. Leveraging
being the only one can lead to having the door open for many others. And I think that's a great thing.
Correct. So yeah, that story really, really connected with me.
All right. What were some of your major takeaways from the book? Obviously, you said persistence.
Yeah,
one of them.
Persistence, but I think the overall takeaway that I got was perspective. And I saw that life was just hitting you left and right. And through that, your faith remained firm and your perspective on things were, I'm going to fix my eyes on God first and move forward. I'm not going to stay still and I'm not going to look back. And just that mentality, that perspective, that focus has been very crucial to my life now. And I'm very grateful that I got to read about that at such a young age where now I can carry that moving forward. So I think it was that. Funny thing is when I heard about the interview that same weekend, I heard something. I heard someone say, your response is more important than the reason why. And that just was like kind of summarized your book and your perspective on things. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna talk about that. I gotta mention that part.
But that's
I thought
great.
it's so true.
Yeah. All right. So perspective. What's your favorite quote from the book?
All right, I actually have it right here. I have the book right here, and I was like, I don't want to butcher it, so I have to make sure
Okay.
I have it right. So it's from the story on promotion, and you were fired from your coaching job, and you said something about how, well, you said something that really impacted me, but you said, in fact, it may have made it even more clear that impacting lives was not restricted to the hardwood. Gifts are not often isolated to one environment. And then you kind of go, and then on a couple pages after that, you said, and we are all qualified to make the lives of, or sorry about that, butcher that. How regardless of our flaws, we are all qualified to make the lives of others better. And I thought both of those were super important, because a lot of times we're so hooked on just, all right, this is my calling, this is my purpose, I'm going to do this. And when that doesn't work out, you feel like it's the end of the world for you. But it's like your gifts are within, and no matter where you are, you can use them. And no matter what mistakes you've made, you're still able to give advice or to share your story to help somebody else.
Absolutely.
So I thought both of those were just like, I feel it.
Okay. Well, I think that the greatest thing that anyone has to tell is their story.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody has a story. Everybody has a book in them, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And so regardless, like you said, of the mistakes you've made, the key is getting up off the ground and keep moving and helping to serve other people. So first of all, I want to thank you for joining our show today. All right. Before we end, though, I would like for you, we call it your moment to freestyle, and just share what you think about the book and anything that you would want someone else to know about why Getting Undressed from Paralysis to Purpose has impacted you so significantly.
Yeah. Well, first off, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to have conversation with you and to just share what your book meant to me. I think people everywhere should read the book because, for one, it'll impact you no matter who you are, no matter what your age is, no matter where you live, because we all have setbacks. We all have things that have happened to us, perhaps, or mistakes that perhaps we made, or things that life throws at us that will often make us want to quit and stay stuck. But this book has impacted me to the point where I'm like, no matter what comes, I just want to go forward. When I think when you did your book release and you had a day where you signed the book, I wasn't able to go because I was traveling with the soccer team at the time. But I still received your book and your signature and everything, nice message on it. But I was just always busy because of traveling and stuff. So I had made it a commitment that I needed to read a chapter a day. And then it just became part of my routine, and it got me pumped for games. It was part of the traveling experience. I would get on the bus, talk to my friends for a little bit, then I would read a chapter, get ready for my game, and I did it every time we traveled for away games.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're the only person I know that's done that so far. So it's such a unique way to get ready for a competitive situation or to play a game or to play basketball or soccer or whatever it might be. So thank you for being with us today. Okay. And we'll have more insights from Getting Undressed next time. But remember, whatever life throws your way, your ability to endure it is always greater than your willingness to endure it.
You can order your copy of Getting Undressed from Paralysis to Purpose at davidcookspeaks.com or on amazon.com. Special thanks to Favian Gonzalez for sharing his insights from Getting Undressed.